how do nations decide on their capital city? What factors do they consider? Um, Look, usually capital cities come. It's not like you are the king of a country and then you sit down and think to yourself, okay, I need a capital, so let me take a look at all the cities in the country, in my kingdom, and which of these cities is ideally suited for being a capital. It's not like that. It doesn't happen like that. What typically happens is that a new dynasty comes up in some part of the country. Let's take a look at India. Okay, this is India. So some dynasty emerges from somewhere. Okay, for example, uh, the Maurya dynasty emerged from Patliputra, and so Patliputra became the capital of the Maurya dynasty. Then the Gupta dynasty also emerged from the same city of Patliputra. So Patliputra, because it was the seat of the early Gupta dynasty, it remained the capital. Now, when it comes to somebody like Kanishka, who had a much larger empire, uh, he had two capitals. One was, I believe, Mathura, was it? And the other was Purushpur, Pushklavati, which is present day Peshawar, where there is nothing left of the original culture. So I think capital cities become capitals because of various circumstances of history, not because they are the ideal city to be a capital. When it comes to, let's say, a nation like Turkey, well, historically, the most prominent city was Constantinople, now called Istanbul, right? So it was the seat of the Ottoman sultans, the caliphs. But when Mustafa Kemal Ataturk deposed, I mean, he abolished the caliphate, the Ottoman Empire, and he fought the Turkish War of Independence, which happened before the abolition of the caliphate. He chose a new capital for himself, for the nation, Ankara, in the middle of Anatolia. So, yeah, it was a smart choice. A city which was at the time kind of in the middle of nowhere. Anatolia was a very dry, desolate, it still is kind of region, but he chose a city here, and maybe it was a good choice, a city in the middle of the nation, kind of in the middle of the nation, as opposed to being on the fringes of the nation. When it comes to Iran, its historical capital was Parshvapur, Persepolis, which is destroyed, and now it is Tehran. I don't remember how Tehran became the capital. China has had multiple capitals, by the way. Beijing was not always the capital of China. It had other cities. Xi'an was a capital, and other cities were also capitals of China. So typically, a capital city becomes a capital because it was the original seat of a small dynasty that went on to rule the whole country. But when it comes to India, maybe it's time to think of a new capital city. So our capital city, New Delhi, it's an ancient city, very ancient city. It is Khandavprastha, Indraprastha of the Pandava era, of the Mahabharat era. It was also the capital of Prithviraj Chauhan and Raja Hemu Vikramaditya, the last Hindu king of India, of all of India, of Delhi at least, and so on. But we have had various capitals. We have had Patliputra. We have had Mathura, wherever it is. Mathura is over here. Which other cities were capitals of India? Peshawar, yes, during Kanishka's time, and so on. So if you look at the map of India, the ideal place for having a capital city is probably somewhere in Madhya Pradesh. The heart of India. Currently, the city of Delhi, the current capital of Delhi, it's barely about what? It's barely 300-400 kilometers from Chinese occupied Tibet, which is not a very good thing. So ideally, we should have a capital maybe in Madhya Pradesh or maybe somewhere further south. But yeah, let's see if that ever happens.